Hi, I'm Jackson, and welcome to Concordia On Air. And tonight,
in our news desk, eventful week for the Cobras.
And in sports, women tennis.
And on arts and entertainment, the Oscars.
all that and more on Concordia On Air.
Hello, everyone. My name is Parker.
And I'm Jackson.
And Jackson, you look naked to me. Just a tad.
Yeah.
Facially naked.
Facially naked.
Facially
that,
naked.
That works. Well, I did shave today.
Did you shave?
I did shave.
Is there anything else that's missing from your face?
I don't know.
No?
No.
No? Okay. Should we just move past it and just dance around it?
I don't know. Now you're making me self-conscious. What am I missing?
Okay. Well, Concordia Cobbers, we no longer have a mask mandate. This is the very first Concordia on-air show in 2 years maybe where we haven't had to wear masks. So I don't know. I feel kind of weird. I feel kind of weird about it. It's odd. How are you feeling?
Well, I now no longer feel like Jim Carrey in The Mask,
Okay,
where he
yep.
wears a mask constantly. Mm-hmm. I did just buy a Jim Carrey mask.
Did you?
But now it's kind of wasted because
You can't
both.
use it to protect against the coronavirus.
Yes, well, I can if I really want to, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. But then people will look at me and they'll be silently judging me.
Are they judging you because you're wearing a face mask or because you're wearing the mask?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Both, okay. I know it's been kind of an odd vibe on campus. For me this week, I've been feeling an odd vibe with people not wearing masks. I'm still wearing masks in some of my classes where I don't feel as safe, but in my global studies senior seminar, I'm not wearing a mask, so it kind of is a bit of an ebb and flow, touch and go situation. How are you feeling about the no mask situation?
Well, for the first day, one of my classes still has masks required, but for the first day, I just kind of wore it all day just to kind of test the waters.
Test
and then
the waters,
Still,
yeah.
every time I enter a building for the first time, I'll wear a mask just as though I'm testing the pool before
Yes,
I
yep.
just dipping my toes in before I dive in.
I couldn't agree more, and I
Never
really
dived
think that's
before.
a smart way to exercise some caution. And I hope all you Cobbs are still exercising an appropriate amount of caution in this time, because
Don't lick any pool floors.
not done
That's
yet.
bad.
Pool floors?
Yeah.
How did you do that when you were little? And
I did it after I got vaccinated twice.
yeah, well,
And
you're
I
vaccinated,
assume-
so you don't need. Yeah,
I assume that's why I had to
Yeah.
get vaxxed a third time, is because all the pool floor bacteria just pushed
Yeah.
out the vaccine.
Well, yeah. Once you get a booster, you're good for the rest of your life. You can do whatever you want. That's how it works.
And you know what we're good for the rest of our lives now?
What?
The news.
Warm welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for our news story. My name is Andy.
And my name is Glory.
And in our first story tonight, this week will go down in the history as one of the most eventful week over the semester. After ending the previous week with a jungle bash, students continued to take a break from the books following a series of fun and engaging activities from various student organizations. From World Water Day, Kahoot Night by Sustainability Club, the Trivia Night hosted by Coba Food Pantry in collaboration with other organizations, students have had chances to win prizes as they have fun. With just being in the middle of the week, there has been more than 5 after-classes activities that most students have found refreshing. A series of more activities and panel discussions are scheduled in the remaining part of the week, and Cobas are encouraged to be at the look out of them.
Madeleine Albright, the first woman to be U.S. Secretary of State, has died, according to the statement from her family. Albright was 84, and the cause of the death was cancer, the family said. She was surrounded by family and friends, and we've lost a loving mother, grandmother, sister, and friend, the statement said. She served as the Secretary of State from 1997 to 2001. During the Clinton administration as Secretary of State, Albright promoted the expansion of NATO eastward into the former Soviet bloc nations and non-proliferation of nuclear weapons from the former Soviet republics to rogue nations. She left an indelible mark on the world and on the United Nations. Our country and our United Nations are stronger for her service, President Biden said.
And into a sad story, 6 teenagers students killed in a collision with a semi-war were riding in a small car with only 4 seats, Oklahoma Highway Patrol said Wednesday. Only the 16-year-old car drivers and front seat passengers were wearing seat belts when the 2015 Chevrolet Spark carrying the girls collided with the truck or with the rock hauler Tuesday afternoon in Shomingo, a rural city about 3,000 located about 100 miles or 160 kilometers southeast of Oklahoma City, the Highway Patrol said. The crash report released Wednesday morning said that the circumstances of the wreck remain under investigation. But OHP Trooper Shelby Humphrey said Tuesday night the girl's car was making a right turn when it collided with the truck, KH2 TV reported. Shamingo Police School Superintendent Bobby Waitman said in a Facebook post that the district had a great loss involving students from the district's high school.
The Supreme Court nominee, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, in a confirmation hearing Wednesday, defended her record against increasingly aggressive Republican attacks that media outlets have called misleading. To join the top U.S. court, Jackson will need at least 50 votes in the evenly split Senate. Vice President Kamala Harris holds a tie-breaking vote for her fellow Democrats and the 2 independents who routinely vote with the party. If there are no defectors, Democrats have the ability to confirm Jackson without any Republican support. No Democrats so far have indicated they will vote against Jackson.
And in a cyber attack story, FBI Director Christopher Wray said Tuesday the FBI is concerned with the possibility of Russian cyber attacks against the critical U.S. infrastructure in the wake of Russia's war with Ukraine. While at Detroit Economic Club, Wray said, and I quote, "The reasons we are concerned about it is not just based on our long-standing or understanding of how the Russians operate, but it's actually the product of specific investigation work and surveillance work that we've been doing all together." It comes as the FBI has seen 5 U.S. energy companies have their systems scanned, according to the report by CBS News. ABC News has confirmed the bulletin's content. On Monday, President Joe Biden urged Americans' business to shore up their cyber defenses, saying the threat of a cyber attack on the U.S. has grown now that Russia President Vladimir Putin has his, I quote, back against the wall.
Now in Fargo. The Paraíso in Fargo was closed Wednesday, March 23rd, after a fire broke out in early morning hours. According to Paraíso General Manager Neil Close, the cause of the fire was electric in nature. It was very fortunate that it was just a small area in the entryway and front part of our bar. So it's really not going to hinder us from reopening as quick as we can, Close said. Firefighters found a small fire in the roof and walls of the building. Crews searched the building and confirmed there was no one inside. The fire was stopped before it could extend to other parts of the building. The fire department said in a statement, no injuries were reported. It estimated the fire caused an $150,000 damage, and despite damages to the entryway and part of the bar area, management plans to reopen the restaurant as quickly as possible. All for news today, and now to an interview with Emma.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jackson, and I'm joined with Emma today. So, Emma, before we kind of kick into the nitty-gritty, why don't you tell us a little bit about your major and maybe why you chose Concordia?
Sure. Okay. So, well, my name's Emma, and I am currently majoring in multimedia journalism. And I think the reason why I picked Concordia isn't because of my major originally. It was actually because I was a music major first, and I was like a big band kid in high school. So like I low-key thought I was gonna do music, but then first semester happened. I didn't really like it, so I was like, oh, I also really enjoy like journalism and journalistic writing and stuff that could possibly do with that. So, yeah, I think that's why I like chose Concordia was because of music at first. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and you are here because you're a part of a very special peak class
Yes.
on documentary watching, I understand, and also making documentaries. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I'm in a peak class. It's historical historical documentary. I think that's what the course is called. And we watch documentaries on top of actually making documentaries. And our subject for our documentary was the Alice in Wonderland production that happened in February, the end of February.
Yeah.
And it was like with 3 different like companies, and we thought it was like the perfect subject to have because it's such a special opportunity because it's like Concordia, Hope, and then Theater B all in collaboration, different ages from like 5 to like 35, I think was the oldest person. And just like, that's just an amazing opportunity. And just filming that was really, really, really cool.
Okay. Yeah. So kind of piggybacking off of that, what kind of work have you done, or as a crew have you done, like to kind of bring this story to life?
Yeah. So with the help of our instructor, Greg Carlson, he actually like helped us actually find the subject and talk with the director, Scott, on it. And so I guess our classmates' part, or my part that I've played a whole bunch, I think I've been a part of almost every single process except actually like finding the subject. But so when we were making this like documentary, and we were like talking and like creating schedules and everything, I think one of the first things that we did was like draft interview questions. And then once we drafted those, we actually conducted interviews. And that was something that I was like hugely a part of, and like filming rehearsals and interviews as well. And through those interviews, we were able to like come up with like a theme. And this is all like within conversation with our class and everything, with everything that we view. And so once we capture that footage of like the interviews and some of the B-roll of the rehearsal, we actually got a chance to film the actual performance. So we got some of that footage as well. But once that production side was done, we're now like, I think what you would call post-production, where now we're kind of like editing, finding common like themes within the Alice in Wonderland production. I've kind of been a part of all of that process, and a couple of my classmates, if they were able to, also took part in like filming and helping with interview questions and just being a part of the class.
Okay. So you kind of mentioned a theme that was found in those questions. Was there any time where, like, as you're making it all and putting it all together, that the theme may have been changed, like throughout interviews, like you discovered something that would have been like, we've been pursuing this, but there's something else, like kind of like a golden egg that you found there?
Right. So actually, the first set of interviews that we did, it was with the director, the co-director, and then one of the actual like people who, like one of the actors who were like in the production. And I think what was really interesting going into this, we didn't really know what our theme was going to be, but we drafted questions that might help us find a theme, I guess, is a good way to put it. I think the theme that we're going for is that Alice in Wonderland has so many meanings, and it means so many different things to this production. And we kind of asked a lot of the actors, and a lot of the actors seemed that they really find some deeper meaning in Alice in Wonderland and actually putting it to real life events. Like one of the people that I talked to, he was like, you can learn so much from Alice in Wonderland because and pin that to real life because of the people that you talk to. And Alice like goes through like, Alice like meets different kinds of characters, and that, I guess that could kind of like how she deals with that and how she questions who she is. You know, you can find some deeper meaning within that, other than Alice in Wonderland's just this like chaotic, crazy like thing.
Yeah. And one last question. What does Alice in Wonderland mean to you?
Oh my gosh. Can I be honest? I'm not really sure. Okay. I wish I really had an answer for that, but I don't know, kind of like working on this, I'm like actually thinking about it. I've definitely read some like theories and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't know what Alice in Wonderland means to me. Maybe that's just something I have to discover for myself.
Okay, so would you say that you might you've at least grown like a deeper appreciation for it, at least, like
Oh.
of the story as a whole.
Absolutely. It's It was a really cool and awesome process to be a part of, and still being a process because we actually get to show the people who were in it that allowed us to film them during rehearsals and allow so much flexibility to even let us do this. They get to see the final product, and I'm so excited for them to actually see that product.
Yeah.
So
Well, it sounds awesome, and I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, yeah.
And now to sports, everybody.
To our news desk, but this time round with the sports news. It had been that 6 days since the Cobas tennis men team played a home match. Concordia finally returned to Courts Plus in Fargo and dropped a 7-2 decision to St. Mary's. While the scoreline might show that the Cobas lost by 5, the inside story of the box scores shows that Concordia lost double match by a 8-6 margin and singles match in the superset tiebreaker. The two match wins the Cobas mark the first time in the Mayak play they have posted a singles on doubles victory. Concordia College is now 0-11 in all matches and 0-6 in conference play. In the next matches, Concordia will have its first back-to-back home matches stretches for the season when they have Northwestern on Sunday, March 26 at 5 p.m.
Now in marathon matches, Concordia women tennis team won a pair of marathon singles matches, but it wasn't enough as they dropped their second straight 6-3 scoreline of the weekend. The Cobras won a lone doubles match and then 2 singles bout in 6-3 defeat to St. Mary's. The Cobras match with the Cardinals featured 2 of the most dramatic singles bout of the season. One of the singles matches went to the 24th point in the superset tiebreaker, while another was decided by a pair of sets that went to tiebreaker. Up next, just like the men's team, women tennis will continue its first match homestand when they host Northwestern on Saturday, March 26th at 5 p.m. at Courts Pool in Fargo. Thank you all for joining our news desk tonight, and now to A&E with Parker.
Welcome to Arts and Entertainment, everyone. My name is Parker.
And I'm Paul.
Paul, there is a very, very, very famous award show coming up, one that actually happens every single year. Do you happen to know the name of it?
Something about a tiny golden naked man.
Yeah, they really, really love little tiny golden naked men. And I think his name is Oscar or something.
Oscar Nunez?
Yeah, no, I think that's what it is, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we loved a kid, especially over here on A&E. The Oscars are coming up, everyone. And while I am not quite as big of a movie buff as maybe Paul or Jackson might be, I do love the fashion associated with it. While we don't know what the fashion looks are going to be yet, that's more so next week, there's still quite a bit to talk about as far as Oscar buzz goes. Do you have anything you really want to say about the Oscars today, Paul?
Well, tonight's all going to be about the clown-to-clown communication.
Yeah.
Because our resident movie expert is currently out. So I'm not familiar with any of the pieces that are up for nomination, but I do know one thing, which is that the president of Ukraine was invited to attend the Oscars.
Really?
Yes, but Zelensky decided he had better things to attend to.
Really? He really just did not want to go? That kind of disappoints me. I thought he was a lover of film and movies.
Yeah, he had other things on his mind,
Did
though,
he really?
believe it or not.
What do you have to do as president of Ukraine? That is awful. I shouldn't even joke about that. President Zelensky, it kind of makes you wonder what goes through the minds of people when they extend those invitations. Because obviously, I get that it's nice to be invited, but when Ukraine is currently in the midst of an invasion, I have a hard time believing Zelensky's just like, okay, let's just hop out for the Oscars real quick.
Right.
Okay, also, I just got your joke from earlier clown-to-clown communication. That is hilarious, because it is clown-to-clown communication tonight, everyone. Should we go through the Best Picture nominees?
Sure.
Okay, everyone, for Best Picture nominees, we have Belfast. You were so right when you said clown-to-clown.
We should take a moment. You read them off. We'll guess.
Guess what we think
guess
it's about?
what they are.
Okay, so first we have Belfast. After Belfast, we have Coda. After Coda, we have Don't Look Up. After Don't Look Up, we have Drive My Car. After Drive My Car, we have Dune. After Dune, we have King Richard. After King Richard, we have Licorice Pizza. After Licorice Pizza, we have Nightmare Alley. After Nightmare Alley, we have The Power of the Dog. And then after The Power of the Dog, we have West Side Story. First with Belfast. That's a city in Ireland.
It sounds.
I know that much.
It sounds.
Or Northern
almost
Ireland?
like war-y. Like I have an image in my head of like landmines exploding.
Yeah, like during the Troubles in Ireland,
Yeah.
when the Catholics and Protestants were like mad.
Yeah,
can you
probably.
tell that I know my global affairs
I feel like that's.
too?
I feel like that's like you're 90% there.
I love just dumbing down like really awful historical conflicts. Do you actually know what Belfast is about? I'm gonna say for sure they're Irish.
Sure.
I think we can make that.
We'll go with
guess. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Dune is about the worms in the sand.
So Dune, I know that has Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya.
Yes, the spiky-faced boys.
I don't think it's anything. So I heard a little bit more about Dune because there was just a lot of buzz around it. It's like a sci-fi kind of thing, right? With worms, you said?
Yes,
And
and
they
the
live
worm
in
looks
the
like an
ground?
eye.
It looks like an eye?
Yes.
How big are the worms?
They're big worms.
Like
they're bigger
scary
than
big worms?
They're bigger than any worms we have on Earth, probably.
Like the one worm that's in SpongeBob?
Like the worms from Beetlejuice.
I've never seen Beetlejuice.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be impossible.
I know. Sorry, clown to clown, everyone. Coda, that's a music thing.
Okay.
I did music in high school.
Okay.
And I
so
think Coda is a music thing.
Coda's about returning back, correct?
Music thing and stands for Children of Deaf Adults. So it doubles
So it doubles.
the music thing and as an acronym.
Okay, everyone, we just got breaking news from my off-camera associate. Coda is an acronym for Children of Dead Adults.
Deaf adults.
Of deaf adults. So actually, I didn't know that was a term that's used.
No.
So thank you, off-camera associate. I am now led to believe that maybe it's a movie that's centering deafness and is
Yes.
talking about something in relation.
Music and hearing problems, probably. That's probably deserves a small shiny gold man.
Yes, I think so too. That's on the top of my list. Actually, I saw West Side Story on here, and I was in West Side Story at one point. We have Don't Look Up. I've actually seen Don't Look Up.
Okay.
I don't know why it's on this list. I didn't think it was that good. I'm not qualified to say. I don't think what I say matters, but like, what did you see it?
I didn't see it. It's about climate change, right?
Jennifer Lawrence and also Timothée Chalamet. Good for Timmy. He's really just going out there. Do you want it to win?
I think everybody should get a smaller gold man that says participation on the bottom.
I like that even more. I know. How can we really just make the Republicans mad? Sorry, I forgot. We're the BBC and we're not political on this show. Moving on. We have Drive My Car. Isn't that a Beatles song?
Oh, there you go.
Or is the song I Love My Car?
No, I think, yeah, baby.
Or is
you
that
can grab
Queen?
my car.
No, Queen.
Yeah, I'm in love with my car.
I'm in
is
love with
Queen.
my car.
Yeah. There's all sorts of car songs.
I don't know who, but someone's rolling in their grave right now.
Yeah.
I kind of Drive My Car. That sounds like a cool movie. That sounds like a movie that like cool people would watch. Like,
Yeah.
Baby, you can drive my car. Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you want it to win?
Like I said.
Oh,
we
another.
can
Yeah,
get
yeah.
all the
A little.
tiny men.
Okay.
It's a tiny man.
We already covered Dune. King Richard. There's been a lot of King Richards.
Yeah.
I think like 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not gonna elaborate on that. Next one, Licorice Pizza.
I know about that one.
I love Chaim. I'm a big Chaim fan, and I know okay. Well, I just said I'm a big Chaim fan, but I can't remember her name. Her last name is Chaim though. I think her name starts with an A. Off-camera associate. Alana Chaim is in it with a 15-year-old boy, and they
Yes.
date in it or
yes.
something.
Yes. And people are upset about that.
They're mad that how old is Alana?
Oh, she's considerably older than 15. Yes.
You know.
Although that is the premise of the movie.
Did you know that's like really normal in Europe? No hate to the Europeans, but like a 15-year-old and like a 20-year-old dating, that's not weird.
We're coming out swinging tonight.
I am offending every people group, and you know what? Let's just keep on rolling with it. After Licorice Pizza, we have Nightmare Alley. Spooky. Is that a scary movie?
That's a Del Toro picture.
Who's Del Toro? Richard Del Toro?
Guillermo del Toro.
I was thinking King Richard.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what it's about?
It looks like it's about a bit of like a weird, creepy carnival, and like a man-eater that's being held there.
He's a man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it. Do you want it to win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Okay,
there
Nightmare
we
Alley
go.
for the win. We have The Power of the Dog. I love dogs. That sounds like a claymation. Do you remember the movie The Isle of Dogs?
I do remember
It said
that.
it was like a spin-off The Isle of Man. That was such a good movie.
Yeah.
That was so cute. I want that one to win.
We're just gonna bring it back.
Because it's dogs, you know?
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
And then we have West Side Story. I actually do know what West Side Story is about. I played the old man in that Pop. I was Pop in West Side Story.
You were Pop in West Side
Back when I
Story?
did it, yeah, back in the day. Did you watch the new rendition of West Side
No,
Story?
I've only seen the old one.
I know. I heard bits and pieces that Rachel Zegler is her name. She played Maria in West Side Story. She wasn't actually invited to the Oscars this year, but it was like an accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, it got lost.
it just got lost in the mail.
And I think we've gotten lost too.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's enough clownery for one night. Paul, any final words for us?
Bring participation trophies to the Oscars.
Yes, I like that statement. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Concordia on Air. I'm Parker.
And I'm Paul.
Have a good rest of your night.